And now I'll hand you over to Ruthie.
Thank you very much. I hate public speaking, so bear with me. What I wanted to do for the report is bring you up to speed about where we are. So really what I'm going to do is talk about the last 12 months. Mike, if I can ask you to flick the first page over. Just want to bring you up to speed with what are the current threats to carp fishing in this country. Obviously, number one, serious fish disease. We've seen it this year in many fisheries. 10 years ago it was SVC, that's still rumbling around. Thankfully we're reasonably protected against that now. KHV is a massive problem. Believe you me, it will wipe out hundreds of fisheries if we don't do something to control it. And then moving on from that, there could be A, B, C, D, E, F. The idea is to make sure that we've got controls in place to stop disease being imported, which is where it all originates. It's nothing to do with being racist or not liking other strains of fish. It's to do with the fact that they hold diseases that our fish are not immune to. So that's the most important thing that we work on. The second one is inadequate welfare, or inadequate environment, as I've put there. Now that can come from many. Overstocking is an issue we talk about lots in meetings, and ECHO's very forceful in driving forward some new regulation with the government to try and maintain some sort of control over that. The instant specimen fisheries, we don't need to go on as members. You all know what's going on out there. You dig a hole, you throw a load of 30s, 40s and 50s from wherever into it. They are not adequate environments for those fish to live in. So those are some of the things there. I think we've got bad fishery management there as well, basically because we are also trying to drive up the competency of people that are responsible for the fish in our fisheries, because there's some very bad managers out there. Some of them through literally lack of education that want to do their best. Some of them are just damn greedy, and we want to make sure that there are laws in place that don't allow those carp to be exploited. So that's number two. Number three, I've tucked on there, this is something mainly because of KHB, but there are some other implications as well in the future. The distribution of ornamentals or alien species. Your hobbyists dropping their koi carp into your local ponds. You've got things like catfish, your top-mouth gudgeon if you want to go down that route. But basically there are lots of species that perhaps should be controlled or looked at. Some things are being flouted, laws are in place, some loopholes are being flouted by some people still. Ornamentals, people that seem to think that garden ponds of 10 acres of size where they charge 35 quid for someone to be there are without consent. We are on the case making sure that those big commercial fisheries that are flouting the laws, we are on them. So that's another part that we get involved in. So they're the threats that we've been working on in the last year. So what does ECHO do to try and combat some of that? Well, what I wanted to explain to you all today, because I seem to answer... Yeah, turn it over, babe. I seem to answer an awful lot of things about what I do. What does ECHO do? What do I get for my 20 quid? What you get is political representation at every level, and this organisation is driving all of that. There has never been such a strong organisation representing anglers, and I think Andy J will tell you today, we are still only a few hundred in membership. So we are punching well above our weight. So thank you to those that have supported us so far, but those that haven't, please consider your membership tonight. It's 20 quid. We're doing our very best to protect your sport. So have a look, there's a membership form at the back if you're not already in membership. I put this little flow chart up for any of those that are interested. It's a bit political, I understand, but I thought I'd point it out to you because I know there are some that are interested. At the top there we've got ECHO. We are supported by individual members, anglers, or corporate sponsorships. So that's the two ways that people can get in under the banner. We then move through the system and we pick up all the other single species groups. So we together are specimen anglers, if you like, covered. And through that we work through the Specialist Anglers Alliance. Mike is secretary. I'm actually vice chairman of that organisation as well, to make sure that we maintain ECHO's presence. I would say about 70% of the issues through the SAA are currently carp. That's quite obvious, I would have thought, to most of you, because the species that you love to chase at large weights is also used in match fishing and other areas. So we're sort of blending the issues there, and we're very prominent in that organisation. What I've then done is either side of the SAA logo, you will see some other angling interests that we also work with. Now I will just do the acronyms because I know it's difficult, but the PCFA is the Professional Course Fisheries Association. They are representing people that do the job properly. The NFA, the National Federation of Anglers, in my opinion, controls match angling and possibly coaching. The ACA, the Anglers Conservation Association, I don't need to tell any caring angler what that does for you. They are very prominent, very active, and we work very closely with them. To the left, the Salmon and Trout Association, again bringing in game fishing. The ATA is the Angling Trades Association, and over on the right is the National Federation of Sea Anglers. So as you can see, we were starting to break through the unity. We're starting to bring everybody together. Today they are issues about carp fishing, tomorrow they be something else, sometimes they blend, sometimes we need to talk about similar things. So we work together all the time. Those organisations, including the SAA, then work through a system that some of you may have heard of called FACT, which is the Fisheries and Angling Conservation Trust. You can imagine that as a stepping stone to the final unification, where hopefully we'll have one body, the Environment Agency will give us a section of money to run angling, to cover us for political representation, for coaching, for education. At the moment that money is split out into so many different ways, angling can't control it. You can't control it. You can control it if you join ECHO. It goes through the system to FACT, and right at the bottom is the Fish Welfare Group, which is the most powerful discussion group that's ever happened in angling, and everybody who is involved in it will tell you that. We drove that. The Carp Unity Group drove the Fish Welfare Group 2 years ago. The reason that exists, and that brings all the people that can't be linked directly to angling. So you've got things like government agencies, they come and we speak to them, we hassle them. You've got things like the ornamental groups, we come and have battles with them, we talk out our issues and we try and find a way forward. The educational institutions like the Institute of Fishery Management, Sparsholt College, so on and so on, they all come forward to see if we can put forward training for fishery managers, etc. The fish farmers, again, they need to be represented. They're not necessarily directly linked to angling as such because they supply fish to all sorts of people, but they are there and fully represented through the Coarse Fish Traders Association. And at the bottom there, I've got the scientific interest. So that really is all the BODs down at CFAS. We have other people, not just government scientists. We make sure that we've got vets and all sorts of people come together. So what you've got 4 times a year, you've got the meetings of the Fish Welfare Group. I attend those on ECHO's behalf as chairman. You've got 4 meetings a year for the Specialist Anglers Alliance. I'm going to another one at 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow in Leicester. Don't ask me what I'm doing for your 20 quid. Join. That is the system.